Oi, hello, and welcome to another Sly 2 speedrunning tutorial, this time covering the very broad scope of how to navigate the Korean menus. Now, if you're a complete beginner, I wouldn't recommend Korean right away, as it's really not necessary. Just learning the game and taking your time and being thorough in it will save you much more time compared to buying this version, which can be a hassle. There is a tutorial for how to buy Korean on the speedrun.com Slide 2 website under the guide section, but I won't be covering that here. Now, first off, all the menuing is exactly the same as in English or any other language, so if there's something I don't cover here, it's generally not necessary to the speedrun, and you can figure it out for yourself by comparing it to a normal menu in whatever language you're familiar with. So first off, start will create a new game or continue off the latest file, just like it would normally, whereas select will get us into this menu here. Now, the number one thing to note is that in Korean, the responsibilities or the inputs of the X and circle button are flipped. So circle is your confirm or your yes, and your X is your backup. So X will get me back out here, whereas if I press circle on something, it'll progress me forward. Now, the top option that you'll start on here is the new game, which right now I have 3 files, so we can't make a new game unless we press square to delete something. So note that even when your system is in Korean, the PlayStation menu, anything that pops up like this, will still work with the normal X and circle inputs the way you're familiar in America and Europe. So here X will confirm that I don't want to create a new game and that it's fine. So this one right below it is the load. So we'll be doing this in a second to load into the episodes here. But for now, it's not that important. Now, getting down into like these two, I'm actually not super sure what these ones are. I think they're like music and sound effects. Yeah, I'm not sure which is which actually, but that's not important. Now, what is important to speedrunning are these two right here. These are your camera controls. I actually forget. One is like Banaki-com and one's like turrets or something like that, inverted. I play with them both what would be considered not inverted, where you press up and the Banaki-com will go up, the turret will go up. So I have to click on both of these to make the symbols look like this. If they were like this, pushing up would make the Banaki-com look down. So they're messed up now, but get them like that. That's how I would want it. And then I would go down here and I would start a new game and start my speedrun from there. But yeah, that's really all there is to say about this menu here. There's also this thing, I don't know what that does, and this thing, which like zooms in a bit. I just leave it zoomed out. No biggie. So we're going to load a file here, and we're going to go over some slight menu differences when we're actually in the episode in game. So we're in Cairo here, which was actually not expected or wanted. So give me 1 second to get the cheat codes ready. But this will show us basically the same menu that you'll see when you're in any episode. So when you pause, the first option here, again, if you press circle to confirm, is the resume game button. You go down once, this is the options button. And from here, you'll be able to access the camera controls again. You'll recognize these two as the camera controls. But when you first click on it, it hovers load game, which is used a lot. And this might be a little tricky because at the start menu, load game and save game are flipped. It's the other way around. But once you're in an episode, load game is the top option. So this would load to a file, whereas this will save if I press circle. And if I press square, I can delete a file. Again, I don't want to do that. So I need to press X, get out of there, and I'm going to warp to episode 1 real quick. So in the speedrun, there is a cutscene skip and satellite sabotage that involves exiting to the episode menu. So once you're in an actual episode, you're not in Cairo, you'll notice there's a new button here in between resume game and the options button here. And this is the return to episode menu. If you press this, this is no, what you'll be hovering at first, but if you press up or down, it doesn't matter, you'll exit to the episode menu. And this is used for the satellite sabotage cutscene skip. Now, also noted, I'm not sure if I'll have time to show it. I'll try to show it real quick, but if you're in a job, there will be another button below this one and before this one called Abandon Job, which will instead get you back to the safe house. Basically does the exact same thing as loading game, and there's no reason in the speedrun to ever do it, but this cutscene's short enough, so I'll show it off real quick. Ring the bell. Yeah, no thank you. We'll check out Dimitri another time, but now you see there's another option here before you get to the load game options kind of sub menu. And this will abandon job and bring us back to the safe house. So yeah, I'm sure this has been like 7 minutes. How long has this been? 6 minutes. So it takes a while to kind of go over everything. But at the end of the day, there really aren't that many options to worry about. But now to cover the modern 2021 Sly 2 speedrunning gadget route. The first gadget you purchase is Trigger Bomb, which fortunately, when you're in episode 1, is the only gadget. So it's a Bentley gadget and it costs 200. So you press circle twice and you would buy it if you had enough coins, which I don't have. But I'll sell this. There you go. We have enough for it. Merry Christmas. Now Bentley has Trigger Bomb if we could play as him. Next up, the next time we buy is in episode 2, which at this point we will purchase Turnbuckle Launch for Murray, which I won't have enough coins to demonstrate here, but it is the second gadget for Murray. It only unlocks in episode 2. So this is what you would purchase right here to enhance your Murray jump height. Moving along to episode 3. Episode 3 is the episode that unlocks Stealth Slide for Sly, which makes Sly's movement a lot of fun. So you want to scroll down, and it is the bottom gadget for Sly. It costs 650. In episode 3, you can just mash to the bottom and find it, no problem. That's the nice thing about a lot of these gadgets is you can just kind of mash to the bottom, as most gadgets you buy are the most recently unlocked one. But episode 5 is where things get a little different here, as this is the next time we purchase, and we need to purchase 2 things in this episode. The first thing we need to purchase is Adrenaline Burst for Bentley, which is the first gadget that isn't at the bottom for the certain character. Adrenaline Burst is 1,000 coins. It's this gadget right here for Bentley. So you're going to want to purchase that. Do we have any treasures to sell? Not really. You'd want to purchase that, and then later, at the start of the pickpocketing mission, you want to buy Paraglider, which is 600, and it is the bottom gadget for Sly. So we just bought Paraglider. And finally, the very last purchase that is made in the Sly 2 any percent route is in episode 7. Starting the episode 7 operation, there's 2 things that we need to purchase. First thing being Smoke Bomb, which is actually the very first Sly gadget in the entire game, being 300 bucks, as it's used in both the guard lure and the operation near the end of the Canada games, as well as the Smoke Bomb cutscene skip in episode 8, as well as Alarm Clock, which is the second 600 gadget. So you'll buy this gadget will go away, and then you have to menu down twice to buy it. One thing that I look out for when spamming down is the gadget that's before Smoke Bomb is this 1500 one for Murray. So I keep an eye out for that, otherwise it can be kind of hard to know when Smoke Bomb is coming up. So you buy this 300 gadget down twice, buy the 600 gadget Alarm Clock. If you go down to 1300, you're too far. I don't know what this gadget is. It's probably cool, but it's not used in the speedrun. And that's it. That's all the gadgets that are used in the speedrunning, all the menuing explained. Hopefully this is helpful for you guys. If you have any further questions or further tutorial ideas, please feel free to let me know. This tutorial idea was suggested by Chimpy Chonga. what a great lad. I thought it was a good idea. Hopefully I did the idea some justice. Boom, 10-minute tutorial in the books.